Hello and good evening, everyone. Happy Wellness Wednesday. I hope everyone is doing fantastical this evening. Just a few quick housekeeping things. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. And if you would like to receive reminders, you can text I'm in to 855-718-2018. Hey, Jen. Hey, girl. Hey, are you at the airport? I hope so. Awesome. So we I know some of us are going to be going to crypto class tonight. Hey, Virginia. So glad to have you on tonight. We got to have both of y'all back on as guest readers. That was so much fun. Well, I am excited because we are on chapter 6. We are moving through the book, y'all. Believe it or not, we are halfway done, over halfway done now. We'll be after we finish chapter 6. So I'm really excited about that. So we're on commandment number 6, keep it all in the family whenever possible. I mean, I just love that concept, So if there's people that are not here, hey, boy, you made it. I missed you. That's so awesome. I'm glad you are back. Let people know. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with people who you think will benefit or who are like-minded like us, because we want to create this space where ladies can come share their hearts and talk about finances openly and freely. So thank you so much for being a subscriber and coming week after week. So let's get started, y'all. So we are on page 120. So we're just going to go through pages 120. Thank you for the love in the text group. I just so happen to have my phone open. So thank you. Oh, I got some new glasses, y'all. I know this is so random, but I got some new glasses. They are so cute, but I can only wear them for reading because otherwise it's like way too blurry. And they are like half black and half hot pink. They are fly, y'all. I wish you could see them. Maybe I'll show y'all one day. Of course, right, Jen? You know they got to have pink. I tried to get some green glasses, but they didn't have any. So, it is what it is. So, we're on page 120, commandment number 6, keeping it in the family. And we are here. I just want to highlight page 121. So basically, if you haven't had a chance to read it yet, not to worry. High level summary is that a few years ago, Dr. Boyce and his wife, they took a trip to China, right? And on this tour that they took them on, look, they got bamboozled, right? I'm sorry. I was like, dang, poor Dr. Boyce. I would have been annoyed too. Because I remember when I went to Senegal. Senegal is an amazing country. I had a most amazing time. But everyone is like on you. They are, when you talk about that hustle life, we think we be hustling in the United States. No, they be about that hustle life. Hey, Tashi. So, I kind of had a feeling, how when you read something and you've had a similar situation and you could feel how that person might have felt. I definitely felt Dr. Boyce's and Dr. Alicia's pain. Because I was like, yeah, this how it was in Senegal. Like, they literally swarmed around us, y'all. And I started like getting anxious because I was just like, oh my gosh, it's like these people are circling us and they're like pressuring us to buy things. And I'm like, no, I'm good. And I literally will walk out the circle and they will follow you. I was like, what? Economic gangsterism, as Dr. Boyce calls it. I was like, I can't. This is like too much. So anyway, he signed a contract, y'all. In the contract, it said, this on page 121. It says there was a clause stating that they must, he put must in capital letters, join them on every stop of the tour. So basically, every time they would stop on the tour, it's basically where they would have to go shopping. Hey, Natasha, welcome back, girl. Welcome back. And if you're joining us, welcome. I'm going to get back to the book in a second, but I just want to make sure that everyone is subscribed. You subscribe. If you want text reminders, the text numbers on the screen. Please feel free to share with any lady who you feel like would love this environment, because we want to create a community where we can come together and talk about finances freely and just say what's on our mind, whether it's funny, not so funny, whatever. Yes, it did not work for me either, Deborah. I was so overwhelmed. It's okay, girl. Watch Errol, because I'm about to go meet Errol in a couple days. I'm be like, teach me your ways, Errol. Yo, I was listening to the swing trading class today. I was like mind blown. I was like, I gotta catch up to y'all with the options. I'm ready now. I'm like, this is fun. Reading the wicks and stuff. So y'all tell me in the chat, because I know a lot of y'all do options. Do y'all like the wicks and stuff? Like, I like doing those little trending lines. I was like, I feel like I'm back in school again, because I was an econ major, so I had to do all that kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, this is so much fun. So what y'all think about the wicks and the candles? I want to know what y'all think about that. I know that's totally sidebar, but we talk about feminine finance, and we can, do the wicks and the candlesticks and the trending lines and the bear flags and the bull flags. I was like, this is dope. I was so hyped. So anyway, back to what we're talking about tonight, because I'm going to the crypto class after this. Okay. So context. So Dr. Boyce was saying that he signed a contract on this tour where all these people are like, basically every stop they're selling him something, and he's just like, bro, I can't even he was like, they were watching his eyes, and they were like, how many do you want to try this on? Like, I mean, they hustle culture was like fire, right? So LOD and HOD. What does that mean, Jen? I don't think I know those acronyms, girl. You have to put me up on game. See, you got young kids, so I don't know. I'm out of the loop. I don't work in the high school no more. So anyway, he was talking about the economic gangsterism, and he goes on to say that the Chinese businessmen, that they had basically a Powernomics plan. And for those of us in the Dr. Boyce world, we've read Powernomics by Dr. Claude Anderson, and he talked about oh yeah, the LOD, yeah, the low highs and the high lows, and the low of the day and the high of the day. Yeah, there you go, Jen, with the come on here with the terminology. I think I missed that lesson. Probably did, but it's okay. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna catch up. I'm gonna catch up. Yes, high of the day of the candlesticks. Exactly. See, thank you, Jen. Thank you for nerding out with me in the chat, because I was like, this is so cool. Okay, so we're at the bottom of page 121. I'm going to focus. So he said the Chinese businessmen, they put together a tour that had a Powernomics plan to ensure that everyone was able to benefit from the presence of rich American tourists. I was like, what if we put together a Powernomics plan so we can make sure that all of our friends who have businesses are well known? I was like, why not? Right? Like Jen. So Jen, for example, she has a business called Black on the Platform. Jen, if you can, I don't know what you're doing, but if you could drop your link in the chat, that would be amazing. Because we need to support each other's businesses and shout each other's businesses out. I can't wait to shout out Natasha's business, or anyone in here who has a business that wants it to be shout out, because I want this to be a platform where we are supporting one another's businesses, right? So this is the mindset that they already have. And he talks about, if you go to page 122, I love the title where he says the world is gang affiliated. And I was like, things that make you go, that's exactly what I thought when I read that. The world is gang affiliated. I said, where is Dr. Boyce going with this? What did y'all think when y'all read the world is gang affiliated? I'm just curious. I am from Inglewood, California. Okay, so I claim from a blood neighborhood. So for those of you who, can't understand the world of gangs, right? Bloods, Crips, that's very common. So I'm from Inglewood. Okay, so always been in that type of territory growing up. And so but then he goes on, Dr. Boyce is very intellectual. So he talked about gangs of other ethnicities, right? And then Jen talked about the B1 gang, right? Because B1 stands for Black First, and making sure that your community is good, right? Because every other community, they made sure each other are good. I have friends from all different ethnicities, right? And they stick together like this. Like, economically, they are supporting each other's businesses. Like, this is a serious thing. Yes, girl, we do live in the wild, wild west. Yes, absolutely, 100%. Well, I mean, yeah, you still out there. Yes, that's where I'm from, Inglewood. So y'all know that movie, The Wood. My dad's car was in the movie when it was filmed. I was like, Daddy, that's your car in the movie. Because my dad, we used to always go to that liquor store. Well, it's not just the liquor store. It was like we called the convenience stores just the liquor store, right? But you could buy everything like ice cream and candy and all that stuff. Okay. So yeah, my dad's car was in the movie The Wood. I just love that. I remember when they filmed it because it was like a walking distance from my apartment. Okay. So then he says, we're on 122. He says, many of these gangs are rooted in family. In fact, you'll often hear kids say that the gang was the family he never had. And so, oh, I like that, Natasha. So Natasha says the world is a gang in a way that benefits them. We need to learn this as a people, be a good gang. Absolutely. And I think that a lot of the organizations that were formed, especially in the African American community, were designed to be, I don't want to say gangs, but designed to be positive organizations, right? Like, for example, many of us here, some of us here are going to the All Black National Convention tomorrow or tonight, or, and, so that's a B1 organization. Then we're partnering with the National Business League. That's an organization that was started over 100 years ago, right? There's fraternities and sororities. And, as a member of a sorority, our goal is, to do community service, right? I've also been a part of professional organizations like NABA, which is National Association of Black Accountants, right? And our motto was lifting as we climb. I was the Greater Los Angeles Student Chapter President, right? And so I worked with other students across Los Angeles at different college campuses, and we helped each other, right? And that's some of the best mentorship I ever received in my life. Like, I still like touch base with my mentor here and there, because it was a family, right? And so these organizations that are established can really have a lasting impact on your life. Like, actually, the student chapter president, like several years ahead of me, we're still friends to this day. Like, she live in Miami, like, oh my God, Tashi, I love you. Repping Crenshaw 111. So Tashi, before I left California, I used to live in the Crenshaw district. I was over there like 94th and Crenshaw, girl. So I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, girl, I was in that hood. I know all about the hood. And then I moved to Westwood. that was a different situation. No, but we traveled throughout the city. Like, I went to high school in Carson, where Jen is, and then yeah. So anyway, I've been all over the place in Cali, in Southern Cal. Okay, so where was I? So I was talking about these positive organizations that can be like a gang, right? And can have that family feel. You are so funny, Jen. Oh yeah, I definitely used to be on the Shaw all the time. Like, my elementary school was like Slauson and Crenshaw, girl. So I know all about that. And like, I love Slauson, like Simply Wholesome and stuff. So shout out to Simply Wholesome. Fantastic. Anyway, I'm going back down memory lane. I haven't been to LA and I don't know how long, y'all. I go to the Orange County and the Inland Empire because I can't be in that traffic. No, indeed. No, indeed. Yo, Westwood to Brentwood, all the woods. Yo, there we go from Inglewood to Westwood. Oh, that is good. Ooh, Jen, I like that. I might be able to do some content with that. Anyway, we're gonna get back to that. So let me stay focused. So then on page 123, he said most gangs are formed for survival and protection. So what if we flip the script in the organizations that we're in, right? And what if our gangs are formed for thriving in excellence? What if our games are formed, our gangs are formed for, y'all in this chat got me cracking up over here. I'm sorry. Our gangs are formed for thriving. I love that word. We want to thrive. We want to be excellent in growth, right? Thriving in growth. So why we can change the narrative of what our organizations are designed to do for our people. So he also talked about the unity of a gang typically involves a process of conflict resolution as well as a set of laws or codes all gang members must follow. And that is true because gangs, they do have protocols, right? They know, who's the leader, whatever. You got to answer to them. So they have guidelines and protocols, but like, how can we use that for good, right? And I think Dr. Boyce was saying one day the other day that now the Crips and the Bloods are friends. Yes, like Black on the platform. So this our new gang right here. This is the new gang we repping. So if you're a Black owned business, you can rep Black on the platform, right? And you can have your Black bandana. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, we gotta have a little fun, right? We gotta laugh. Okay. So he in the middle of page 123, he says, "Who is my gang?" So I'm just curious from everybody who's here in the chat, what are some organizations that you are a part of that feel like family? Do you still know about that life, girl? I don't know what's going on either, truth be told, because I don't go to LA no more. But I might come to LA and see you because I have an incentive now. My godfather go call me out, Jen. He was like, "You be coming to LA? California. You don't even come visit me." I'm be like, "Uncle, it's like 2 hours away." Yes, Tashi, FFS, exactly, right? Because we come together, we can have raw conversations. And I think, what you mentioned in that, Tashi, I think ultimately, just based on, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, women, we need a safe place to come to. Women are communal by nature. And we love, we love to get together, we love to dialogue, but we definitely need to feel safe and we need to be able to feel like we can be who we are. I think that's so important, that we can be our true and authentic selves and not feel threatened, right? And I don't necessarily mean threatened because of competition. I mean just like, people mistreating you or disrespecting you for, in spite of who you are. Like that's not okay, right? I love it. Yes, financial empowerment group. Absolutely. Because it's so refreshing to know all of you, because I know all of you here personally, because we have like minds. We are all moving towards economic elevation. We also want to lift as we climb, which that has been ingrained in me since college. And we all we help each other. That's what I love about us the most. If you have a resource, like if Natasha has a resource, she don't mind sharing it with me. Or if I have a resource, I don't mind sharing it with Jen. If you got some time, you come on and you read with me. That is huge because for so long, Black owned businesses, we didn't have that. It was like, well, historically, right? And so we need to create more safe spaces like that. I mean, that would be my recommendation, so that we have a place to come to where we feel seen, we feel heard, we feel loved, and we feel supported. I mean, that's bottom line. And that's what I want this space to be. And I know we're not all like live on camera, but that is so important for your soul, for your heart, and just for your elevation in general. Because remember, a couple chapters back, he talks about the young lady who had all this talent, but because she didn't have family support or any support for that matter, she was not able to get her beauty salon off the ground. And so, I mean, I've watched my sister create her own beauty salon and she's thriving, but she has support. And so it makes a huge difference if you have support or not. And not this crabs in the barrel mentality. That's none of us here, but I know people, some people have that mentality still, which is unfortunate. But if we can just really focus on elevation and no competition, like I don't understand competition. The only person I compete with is myself. Because there's no other me. There's no other you. So how can we be like, oh, I'm competing with so and so? Yeah, we might be in the same industry, but who cares? Because the way I do business might be completely different than the way somebody else does that same business. So everybody brings their own unique value proposition to whatever it is that they're doing, and nobody can do it like you. So ultimately, there's no competition. Like nobody can do it like you. Like, I don't even understand that. I was like, when, but anyway, me and my tangents. Let me get back to it. We're going to focus and we're going to finish the next 2 pages. Okay. So we talked about our gang. Everybody rep that gang in the chat. All right. So he said, if your family isn't your gang, then you must find one. Okay. So it sounds like we all have a gang here. If anybody needs a gang, let us know. Direction of a gang. Uh-oh. Am I frozen? Okay. Y'all, we having a little rainstorm here. So I'm just prayerful that my good old hotspot is going to carry me through. I do not have any type of Wi-Fi over here. Okay. So we are on a wing and a prayer this good old evening. Right, Jen? It is kind of funny. I'm just glad I got some lights because one day the lights went out. I said, oh, this is what we doing out here in these streets. I said, no, we need to stop this. Okay. So he said, if your family isn't your gang, you must find one. He said, all members of your economic gang should agree to support one another. And so that's why I'm so grateful for each of you, because again, every single one of you that I can see in the chat, I'm not sure who's not in the chat, but if you're not in the chat and you want to be in the chat, you either have to use the YouTube app on your phone or you have to be on your laptop in YouTube. So I like to see you in the chat. I like to hear what you think and what your thoughts are, right? So that support piece is so crucial. If you need a gag, let us know. Yes, girl. Listen, I need to put the I'm frozen. What happened? Let's see. There we go. Yes, if you need a gang, we can connect you with a gang that you need. There's many like-minded people that can support you in your journey. So important. All right. So he also talks about like when he spends his money that he has tiers of intentionality behind it. So I love that because again, so I love my hair and nail salon, okay? Love it. Like when I tell you they take care of me, if y'all had instant, I got to show y'all this. Like this is how good they take care of me, right? Even today my phone died. They let me sit at the desk, the owner. She was like, "Girl, you family. It's okay." I was like, "Who is this? Oh, Chelsea." I love it. Okay. Y'all be getting me hyped. Okay. So, let me I hope I can show y'all this because I don't want to scare y'all with the background off. But okay, let's see. No, maybe if I pull it back, no, it's not gonna work. Oh, there we go. You could kind of see it. Well, it's kind of far back, but I don't know if you can see this little. There we go, right there. See the cute little teapot and everything right there. Like, first of all, y'all, this is so cute. So the bottom of the teapot was the cup. The top was the coffee was brewing. Okay. And then she served it, all my creamers on a gold tray. I said, this is what I'm talking about. This is a Black-owned business, mind you. I ain't never, if I don't have to, I ain't never going to another hair and nail salon in New York City. As long as they open, I would drive across town. Because one, it's a Black-owned business, and two, they treat me very well. I was like this, and this is what I want for all of our businesses. Oh, I sent it to you already, Jen, and I sent it to the owner, Nikki, and I sent it to my hairstylist, Nikita. So they up in that thing, girl. I already, I got you. I always tell everybody, I send you a link. So this is what I want for us. I want us to be able to brag on other Black-owned businesses, and promote each other, right? My mama has been here. My mama don't even live in New York. My mom has been to the business. Every time I have a friend that comes in town, I take them there. This is the standard of excellence that we want to have. And because I'm a regular, I was invited to be a part of another organization that she has of highly successful women entrepreneurs. So let's wrap up on page 124 because we only got 5 minutes, but I highlighted a lot on page 124, so hopefully I can get through it all. But basically, he says, at the top of page 124, it is only after I've scoured all of my acquaintances that I consider giving money to outsiders. Okay, so you Deborah, it's on Bedford, 914 Bedford Avenue. Okay, in Brooklyn. And it's the border of Bed-Stuy, Williamsburg. So you should definitely come and join me one day, Deborah. We can have a date. I'll let you know when I go. I go every month. So yes. Yes, come on down, Deborah. Just get you in an Uber, girl. It's the G train, that's the ghost train, so that's not a good way to go. It's by the G. We drive. So he says Black people have a difficult time being hired by companies that are run by members of another ethnic group. So how about we create companies and we can hire people, right? Remember that economic system, that ecosystem that he encouraged us to create before. And then I also thought this part was very interesting about HBCUs. He does mention this often in Money in the Morning, but he was talking about how HBCUs hire faculty from China. He was like, but you ain't gonna go to no Chinese university and see no African American on the faculty. I was like, facts. So, that's also something else I always wonder about. Like, why do we not see our own as top notch and top performers, right? So, good, Deborah. I'm glad you drive, girl, because I don't want you on a G train. It's a ghost. I don't even take the train. So, and the last part I just want to point out at the bottom of page 124, he says, this is like the second sentence. He says, the world shows us that those who operate within the context of a team or group are most likely to be successful. So all that just again emphasizes is that we need to be a part of a team or a group, right? I'm a part of many different groups, right? Because every group does something different. Like I just got off this amazing call about intuition. Now you wouldn't think like intuition, like, huh? But it was talking about intuition from a leadership standpoint. And I was like, this is mind blowing. And I never would have found out about this had I not been a part of another group. And one of my group members has been inviting me. She's like, Mia, you need to come. Mia, you need to come. And I really got a lot out of this session. I was like, oh, I'm so glad I came because it really was validating for me about myself as a leader and how I intuit things. So this is like, I have had so many opportunities because of groups I'm in and the people who I meet in the groups. But if we're just like to ourselves and kind of like solo dolo, we don't necessarily get that benefit. And so, yes, exactly, Natasha. It's an African proverb. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go farther, go together. So preach. Go ahead and preach. So basically, just to wrap up, he said, as I mentioned before, he said the Chinese would never do such a thing. This kind of behavior is inconsistent with prosperity or survival. So if we want to be consistent, let's underline consistent with prosperity or survival, we have got to work together as a team and a group. We don't have to work with everybody, but we got to find the people we trust. We got to find the people and we got to work with them. That's what we got to do. We have to figure out who is our economic gang and go from there. So with that, I'm going to wrap up for the night. Again, check out Jen's platform. It's called Black on the Platform. If you have a business and you want it to be featured on her Black Business Directory, and if you don't have a gang to join, let us know. We can point you in the right direction because I'm sure between all of us, we know of a gang that you can join that aligns with your interests, a positive gang that's giving back to the community and also filling your cup. So I hope that this was beneficial and entertaining for you all. We're going to finish up chapter 6 next week. So each week we'll do half of each chapter because we're almost done. And then the next book will be, we're going to do my book next, which is Think, Learn, and Feel Rich. So if you're coming to ABNC, you can grab a copy there. Or if you already have a copy, thank you. Or if you would like, you can also order a copy on Amazon. So we are super excited to do that book next, and we love you all. Hope you have a blessed night, and hopefully I'll see some of y'all in the crypto class in a few minutes. And safe travels, Jen. Fly safely. And who else is anybody else flying or traveling? If you are, travel safely. And I look forward to seeing y'all next week. Sweet dreams. Thanks, Natasha. Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Deborah. And thank you, Miss Virginia. And anyone who's here that I did not know you were here. And Miss Tashi, thank you so much. I always love your insights. Sweet dreams, my love. Stay awesome. Bye. Oh, right. No crypto class this weekend. Just FYI on the 23rd. Name. Oh, the name. I'll put it for you in the chat, Deborah, before I sign out. It's Studio. Oh, are you talking about my book? My book is called Think, Learn, and Feel Rich on Amazon. So I'll put it in chat. Think, Learn, and Feel Rich by Mia James. So yeah. And no crypto class this weekend, y'all. For those of you who come, just so you know. Because some of us will be at the ABNC, All Black National Convention. All right, my loves. Good night. Thanks for coming.